Good morning, everybody. Ciaccio here. Woo, doggy. One of those days there, we're going to talk about making some extra money. A lot of you guys are leaving money on the table because you're afraid to ask and show higher premiums. Talk to agents on a regular basis, and this is kind of the stuff I hear from them. Some may pertain to you, you may have another one. I don't think they can afford that much. They told me they're on a budget. They don't want to spend any money. They want their kids to pay for it. What's happening is that you haven't even told them the price, how it works, how everything's going to transpire when something happens. So a lot of times I think it's just a defense mechanism people have when it comes to going over the pricing. And a lot of times people don't want to go over the pricing because they don't want to make a commitment to buy something, even though they want it, they need it, but yet they need some pampering. They need some. You got to kind of push these people a little bit. You can't sit back and say, well, I'm going to just tell them what it is, and if they buy, they buy. If they don't, they don't. Attitude like that there, you're going to go broke. So I'm going to talk about now our stats from our group, what we did last month. Last month's applications averaged out to be $948 per app of submitted premium, which was $79.03 per month. Now, $79.03 is a much larger average premium collected because I feel, based on a whole life or a term, the person's age and all that there, average is anywhere between 45 to 70. That's kind of like the average area that we're in. You can sit and say, well, I'll make it an even 55. But this is something I want to go over with you guys to let you know by showing higher premiums, discussing higher premiums, is all you're doing is discussing. When you tell people what I want to do is I want to share with you, I want to go over, I want you to see what programs are available. And preface it, some may be more than what you want to spend. They're not going to sit and give you the old deer in headlights, probably will anyway. Yet if you don't show anything higher, you're not going to sell anything higher. What is common is that we go into a house, and I can attest, I still fall into this category. So it doesn't matter how much experience you got, you kind of have that little soft spot for that person, and you look at their house or their mobile home or where they live, you say, well, she probably can't afford much. So now your brain is automatically telling you to make a sale, you got to give her lower premiums. Is there anything wrong with that? No. If you do that for maybe 10 to 15% of the people you're visiting with. Okay? Because what ends up happening is that they don't know anything about what you're offering, provided they've had no coverage before. They really don't know what premiums are. So you need to draw them a picture of what premiums are. And for the record, you can do this 100% perfect, cross your T's, dot your I's. They can be seated in your lap. You got them right there. And there's going to be a time, guys, where they're going to sit and say, I want to think about it. Or, no, I don't want to start this today. And you've done everything perfect. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean pick up and leave. Now it is time to sit and get down and dirty to find out the real reasons to overcome that and make a sale. Now, let's talk about this here. You're a little bit nervous, haven't been doing this long, or you have been doing this long, yet you really haven't been in final expense, and you feel that all they can spend, or all you feel comfortable going over with them, is, let's say, an average of a $40 a month premium. $40, that's not bad. $480 annualized premium, do your commission, make a decent living. Today's call is to crank you up to the next level to where you can start making more money, banking more, spending more on your family, and or buying more leads to make that grow even higher. So let's take this one example here. You say, Joe, I can't show nothing higher. I don't feel comfortable doing that. When you talk about a number, $40, $50, $70, it's still two digits, 40, 50, 70. It's the same. You're going to have to learn how to overcome that obstacle that you got in front of you. Because what happens is that what your brain is telling you, be cautious. If you don't do it this way here and show a lower premium, you're not going to make a sale. If you don't make a sale, you can't make your car payment. Be cautious. They said they can't afford it. So what your brain is doing is that it is overwhelming your thought process for you to come up with something to show them a higher price, because your brain is trying to protect you. Your brain is saying, don't do it, because if you do, you're not going to make a sale. So what ends up happening, either you do make a sale or you don't make a sale. Tell your brain that it's okay to talk about higher premiums. It's okay, brain. Okay? The worst they can tell me is no, and I can come down to where you feel I should be, my brain. So what you're going to do, in most cases, there's something called price point selling. Price point selling is kind of visiting with the client and kind of hinting around at what the premiums could be. You're going to go to a house, they're going to say, how much does this cost? I've heard that so many times. I haven't even told them how it works. Nothing. How much is it going to cost? So, well, it's really not what it costs. It's really how much you want to spend to get the adequate protection that you need for your family. Premiums could be $150 a month. Does that feel comfortable to you? No way. All I make is $900 a month. I can't afford $150. So sometimes by showing out that sticker price, the price point selling, you're sometimes going to gather information on how much they make. You say, well, that's not for everybody. My job is to find a program that fits great for you. How does $100 sound? Or $95? They're going to say, well, that's a little bit better. Or they may say, I can't afford that. So now you're going to sit and say, well, we've got programs that come anywhere between 50 to 75. Is that more in your price range? They may say, well, that's a little bit better. That's called price point selling, to where you have somewhat of an idea of where the client stands in the beginning. Now, let me go back and go forward. 50 to 75, that's a little too much. That's a little too much for me. That does not mean to say I've got one for 35. That doesn't mean that. That means they're telling you right now, I don't know if I want to give you my money. I don't know if I want to spend 50 to 75. I don't know. So what you're going to do now is that you're going to tap your brakes. You're going to slow down. You're going to take a Valium. You're going to take a Xanax. You're going to get all that caffeine and just throw it out of you. You're going to kind of be calm. You're going to go into a little more warm-up, a little bit more coziness. You're going to go into how the program works, what you got to do to qualify. When you get to the end and you're going to show the prices, what you're going to do is that you're going to put $50 as your lowest price down there. Joe, they said they can't afford 50. Listen to me. Put 50. Now, if a $10,000 program is $48.72, put the $48.72 down there. Try to keep that lowest number where they said they can afford. Because what you're going to do is show low, show high, and hopefully they pick something in between the bottom number and the top number you put. When you put pricing down, my style is to show 5 different programs. I'll show one for $50, which could be for 10. I'll show one for 12, 15, 17, and 20. Okay? I have no problem showing them that higher price, because when you show them a price of $172 and the next one down from the bottom is at 50, that 50 looks more appetizing. It looks more appealing for them to spend instead of the higher number you show. So for me to show a high number does not bother me, because I know everybody's not going to bite at that number. What I do know is that if I don't show it, they're not going to buy it. Went to a lady's house years and years ago. My day started 25 years ago, You show a policy for 4, 5, and 6. That was it. That's all you showed. Premiums $35. Okay. And the most bizarre part, lower premiums and lower commission. So to be successful, you had to make more sales. You had to get in front of more people. She lived with a gentleman, 2-bedroom apartment. She was a smoker, 4, 5, and 6. She wanted to buy everything. It's okay. She says, no, no thank you, no thank you. And I sat there and I said, you've given me 10 out of 10 buying signals. You've actually told me I want to buy something. You told me I need to take care of one of her children, to take care of her plannings. She says no. So now is when you've got to sit back and you take a small step backwards to sit and say, okay, where did I mess up at? What should I say? How do I say it? So I told her what I just said. You've given me buying signals. You told me you want to buy something. Now you're saying you don't want the one for 4, 5, and 6. She says, that's right. I said, can I ask why? She says, I want one for 10. So I was the one who was a deer in headlights. So I said, I apologize. Most folks want a 4, 5, and 6. She says, no, I want one for 10. It's okay. We started talking. She brings up, she lives with this gentleman, pays no rent, has no car, no insurance. Her expenses were, back in the day, cigarettes. So I said to myself, that day there, I need to start showing higher stuff, because if I wouldn't have had the guts to ask her why or what's preventing you from moving forward, I would have walked out like a little doggy with my tail between my legs, pouting that I didn't make a sale. I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to sit and say, what did I do wrong? That particular day I did everything right, yet I didn't show her what she wanted. Women go shopping for purses, women go shopping for shoes and dresses. Gentlemen, you know as well as I, they don't look at just one store and 2 pairs of shoes. Okay? Men go golfing, men go fishing. You go try a putter. You don't try the first putter and buy it. You got to try 4 or 5 of them. What is the cost? I don't know if I want to spend that much money. You go buy a set of clubs. You do the testing. So I think that we should offer more than 1, 2, or 3 options. Years ago, you show a high, medium, a low, a gold, silver, and a bronze. All these little gimmicks that we have. Pick the gimmick that you feel comfortable with to show them more prices. Now, this is something I want you to think about. Commission means nothing on this example here. Let's say your comfort zone is staying right around 30, 35, 40, maybe 45. Because that's how you are. The other agents who say, I want to make more money, they put theirs at 60, 65, 70, and 80. Doesn't mean they always make that high sale, yet their philosophy is if I don't show it, they're not going to buy it. So I gave an example of between a $40 sale and a $65 sale. You're not going to make those sales every time. You're going to have some guaranteed issue. You're going to have some kid policies in there. But for discussion, 40 to 65 is a $25 gap. $25 gap times 12 months is $300 a month, $300 a year. You're leaving on the table. $300 a year. Do your commission. What are you losing? What are you not making? Glass half full, glass half empty. So that's $300 per sale. Let's say you're just an average guy and you just make 3 sales a week, just 3 sales a week, 12 sales a month. You're leaving $3,600 on the table. Say you're a little bit of a better closer. You close 3.5 to 4 sales per week on the leads you buy. 15 leads, 15 sales a month times 3. That's $4,500 a month you're leaving on the table. So when you look at that there, $300 difference, $200 depending on where you are, you need to sit down with yourself and say, what do I have to do to give myself more confidence to show the higher prices? And here's the confidence you need. You need to just do it. You need just to do it. Believe it or not, people, what they see is what they buy. If we listen to everything they say that they cannot afford, there's something I don't think I want to start today, and you feel you got to get the cheapest carrier with the cheapest premium because that's going to make them buy, no. You need to find out if they had insurance before, whole life or term, what carrier, because that's going to give you somewhat of an idea of what they've been paying before. People want the information. Our job is to show them the information. Not the information you want to show, the information that is available. A lady called me up last week. She said, Joe, I want to add to my $10,000 program. She had it for years and years. I said, okay. We start talking. And I said, before we get going, what you're paying for your program now is less expensive than what I'm going to show you because you were 12 years younger when you bought the other one. So I just want to let you know. She said, Joe, I understand. We started talking. She ended up getting a program for $10,000 for $70.11. I don't remember it. Can't tell you. Those things just stick in your brain. An additional 10 with the 10 she had, $70.11. I had no idea she wanted that much. So we're on the phone. I said, do me a favor, please take out a pen and paper. I'm going to give you some different ideas to pick from. And I said, I showed her one for 15, 12, 11, and 10, and I gave her a 9. She says, well, Joe, I think I need at least 20. I said, okay. So she saw the 10 for $70.11. She says, that's the one I want. I'm not saying I was shocked, but I'm saying to myself, her other premium was like $30 a month. So you said figure 30 to 70, 10 for 10. It's hard for people to understand that, comprehend that. It's hard for them to stomach that there. So you need to tell them when you're going through the program with them, if they had insurance before, insurance is based on male or female, height and weight, smoker, non-smoker, and the age that you were when you got the first program. So whatever I show you now to let you know is going to be a little bit more. Don't say a lot more because you're going to scare them. It's going to be a little bit more. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you different programs and different ideas to where you feel comfortable. Price point selling is good. Selling face amount is good. So it all depends on where you feel comfortable. I do a combination of both. I go into a house and they've got no insurance and they're 60 years old. I'm going to tell them, listen, you're going to need at least a minimum of $15,000 because to die today is anywhere between 10 to 12. The longer you live, the more it's going to cost to die. I tell people also, buy a program to take care of your final expenses. Add to that program to take care of your beneficiaries or your kids, so if something unforeseen comes up, they've got a couple extra dollars to pay for the unknown. I have no crystal ball. I've got no idea what's going to happen. And they ask you, what do you mean by that? I said, well, right now, a program's going to cost you $10,000 to $12,000. My recommendation to you is to get a plan upwards of $15,000 to where you know you're totally taken care of. Suggest, offer, and show, and I promise you your sales will go up just by showing. Maybe a little scary in the beginning, yet if you try it and you see that it's working, your brain's going to sit and say, okay, Joe, it's okay to do it now. It's okay, Joe, to do it, but don't go that high there. So you got to program yourself to show them higher, let people see higher, and you're going to have people who are going to look at you as if you're on drugs. You got to be crazy. Your response will be, ma'am, I wouldn't have expected you to have said anything differently, yet my job is to show you what's available, and it's your job to pick out the one you want. Thank you guys. Love you. If you need anything, give us a call. Jay's on the process right now of signing up a new agent who wants to come on a lead program, so leads are starting to pop again. $28 to $32 depending on the area you're in. Minimum 15. Most folks get 20 or 25. When you're ready to pull the trigger, give us a call. We love you. Be safe. Drive safe. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye, guys.